can. Oh, I think something's happening. Oh, look at that. Okay, my camera's working. I'm so bad at this. Good morning, everyone. I am terrible. I've done 2 videos so far this morning, and I've tried to use my own computer video. I'm so awful at using technology. I hope that you'll all forgive me as I struggle to learn how to use new tools. If anyone has any suggestions or recommendations on how to use these tools for streaming, please hit me up in the chat. I invite your recommendations, suggestions. I need someone to educate me on how to use this new tool. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm an old guy. I've been doing meditation for quite some time, but I have not posted my videos online before. And so this is all new to me. If you're open and you're willing to help instruct an old guy on how to use these meditation videos more effectively, I invite you to post on my channel. And if you leave me your number or you want to get in touch with me somehow, you can email me at cclements@journeytotheway.com. And I'm more than willing to take your advice and to follow your recommendations. I'm going to set my timer this morning. I want to meditate on a single word. I like to use words that are characteristics of the word love, because I believe that if we're struggling with a shame-based narrative, which most of us, I think, in our world today are struggling with some kind of low self-esteem. And if you're struggling, if that's you and you're struggling with low self-esteem, I invite you to take this journey. I believe that by practicing a single word a day, we can have a deeper, more intimate relationship with ourselves. And as we learn to be more intimate with ourselves, we can learn to reshape our minds and give ourselves permission to make an agreement with ourselves each and every day. There's a great book out there that I would highly recommend, that if you have not read, let me just get this book here. It's called The 4 Agreements. If you've not read this, I highly recommend that you purchase this book. It's very inexpensive. It can help you determine how you want to live your life. Basically, the narrative of the book says that if you will make 4 basic agreements with yourself, that you can literally reshape how you speak to yourself and become more intimate in your relationship with yourself. And I want to challenge you today to take a journey of meditation with me. And we're just going to meditate for 10 minutes. We're just going to meditate on the word gentleness this morning. Gentleness. As we speak to ourselves, what are some of the things that you say to yourself? I believe that there's basically 4 stages of change. Number 1, we must become aware. We must become aware of the language that we use on ourselves. Throughout the day, if we are willing to become aware of the language we use on ourselves, then we can also reshape that language. So number 1 is awareness. If we can become aware of what we say to ourselves. Number 2, acknowledging. And I'm not talking about just acknowledging with ourselves internally, but I'm saying speaking what we know to be true, what we know is the truth, that what we've been saying to ourselves. What is the language you've been using on yourself? And what are you willing to speak? So acknowledging. Number 3, accepting. If you're willing to accept what you've been taught, how you've been speaking to yourself, how you've been talking to yourself internally, what is the language that you use on yourself? And then number 4, the processing to change. And part of the processing is part of those 3. Processing is, becoming aware, acknowledging, accepting, and then choosing something different. Choosing something different is like what I'm going to do this morning. Let's take a journey this morning just to observe. All we're doing is observing what is on our minds. We're not going to judge ourselves. We're not going to criticize ourselves. We are going to suspend our critic and our judge and give ourselves a chance this morning to change our minds. Change our minds from the way that we normally speak to ourselves to a more gentle approach. And so that's why I'm challenging you this morning to really consider what is playing on the stage of your mind. And as we focus on this word gentleness, just let's see what comes up in your mind. And so we're going to meditate for 10 minutes, and we're just going to plant that single word in our minds, and we're going to see what comes up for you. What comes up? Do you struggle to allow the word into your mind? For some of us, maybe we've practiced this a few times, and maybe it's becoming a little easier for you to accept a single word and to start speaking a new love language to yourself. And I just want to challenge you today to give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to rewrite the script, that language that you've been using on yourself. So as we practice this morning, I'm going to set my timer. We're just going to begin by breathing, taking some breaths and noticing where we are in our body. And we're just going to become mindful this morning of where we are in our body. And then we're going to start meditating on that word. And I will be speaking so that as I'm speaking, the images in your mind will begin appearing. And as the images in your mind appear, you will start having emotion, because the images in our mind are what create emotion, aren't they? I truly believe that what we think and what we come to believe, our emotions substantiates what we believe to be true. So if we can rewrite that script by planting new and positive words in our minds, then we can rewrite our value system and give ourselves a chance to practice that. And over time, we will get better. All right, here we go. I'm gonna set my little timer here. All right. And we're just gonna start breathing. Take a deep breath in through our nose. And hold it for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we're just breathing out. And we're letting go. We're breathing out all of our anxieties, and we're just noticing where we are in our body. We're not judging right now, just resting. We're just noticing. And as we take a deep breath in through our nose, and 3, 2, 1. We're just noticing where our hands are and where our feet are. We're noticing the tension in our neck and in our shoulders. And we're just observing. We're observing what's on our minds. What have we been thinking about? And as we take a deep breath in, 3, 2, 1, finding ourselves more relaxed. We're just relaxing and resting. No judgment, no criticism, just resting. We're allowing our mind to rest, and we're just observing. We're not trying to clear our mind. We're just observing. We're observing what's on the stage of our mind. And as we take another deep breath in, we are breathing in the word gentleness. And as we focus on the word gentleness, we're breathing out and letting go. We're letting go of tension and anger. We're letting go of disrespect and the way we've spoken to ourselves. We're just letting go and resting. And we're just noticing. We're just noticing how our body is beginning to relax. And as we take a deep breath in, we're breathing in the word gentleness. And we're allowing that word to appear in our minds and to take shape. We're allowing the word gentleness to have space in our minds. Breathing out and letting go. We're just letting go of times when we've not been gentle with ourselves in our own language. We're just being mindful of our language to ourselves. And as we breathe back in, we're making an agreement to be gentle with ourselves just for today. We're suspending harsh tones. We're suspending criticism and our judgment of ourselves. And we're just noticing how the word gentleness is taking up more space in our minds. It's given us permission to make a new agreement. And we're breathing out and letting go. We're just letting go and resting, letting go of what no longer serves us, letting go of past mistakes, letting go of criticism of others from the past that we've held on to for too long. And as we breathe back in, we're breathing in the word gentleness. And we find ourselves making agreement to the word gentleness. And we're allowing the word gentleness to dance across the stage of our minds. It's beginning to set up shop. It's beginning to clean house. The word gentleness is changing our minds. It's also changing our emotions. And we're allowing it. And we're breathing out and letting go. We're just letting go of all those words that no longer serve us. Harsh tones, harsh words, words of criticism and judgment, and the things that someone else has spoken to us that we accepted, and we're making a new agreement. And as we breathe back in, we're breathing in the word and a new commitment today to be gentle just for today. Just for today, I will be gentle. Just for today, I will commit to being gentle when I speak to myself. When I make a mistake, I will be gentle in my language with myself. Just for today, I'm allowing the word gentleness to have its way in my mind. I'm laying a new foundation today, and I'm agreeing to be gentle. And I'm breathing out and letting go. Letting go of the past. Letting go of those things that no longer serve me. Letting go of the harsh tones. Letting go of my anger. and my dissatisfaction, letting go of my need for revenge, letting go and resting. And as I breathe back in, I find myself accepting the word gentleness. And the word gentleness is reshaping our minds. And it's given us permission to make a new agreement, to be gentle. And we're just noticing how the word gentleness is pushing out negative thoughts as we make a new agreement. And we're breathing out and letting go. And we're just resting and noticing. We're noticing how gentleness is changing and reshaping our mind. And we're letting go. And as we breathe back in, we make a final agreement to be gentle just for today. And we find ourselves allowing the word gentleness into our minds. And we're resting and breathing out and letting go. We're letting go and resting and allowing our minds to be reshaped. And as we breathe back in, we see the word gentleness. And as we see the word gentleness, we accept the word. We're accepting the word. No judgment, no criticism. It's a new love language. And we're practicing, breathing out and letting go. Where are you? Did you find yourself relaxing? Did you find yourself giving yourself permission to speak a new language to yourselves? I hope you had an enjoyable moment this morning. I hope this was helpful for you. I practice this every day as I learn to reshape my mind, as I'm reparenting myself. Do you need to reparent yourself? Do you need to give yourself a new discipline? Not through harshness, not through criticism, not through judgment, but a new way of speaking a love language to yourself. This is what it looks like for me to establish a value system. I use characteristics of the word love. I hope this will help you today. And I hope that you will find value in your day. Consider that when you speak to yourself, if you're out there building a house, or you're working on a car, or you're working in an office somewhere, you give yourself permission to be gentle as you go through your day, and just see how you show up for yourself as you go through the day. And at the end of the day, or through the course of the day, check in with yourself. At lunchtime today, I challenge you to check in with yourself while you're sitting down and having a meal, while you're sitting with friends and having a cup of coffee, while you're at your desk, or while you're taking a break today. Give yourself permission. Check in with yourself. No judgment, no criticism. Just check in. Observe how you're doing. Just consider that you are in a relationship with yourself, and how you speak to yourself matters. I want to tell you that I love you. I know that sounds odd. I may not know you, but if you're a human being and you're listening to the sound of my voice, then you matter. You have value. You have value because you are human, and you have a right and you have a duty to give yourself permission to speak to yourself kindly, gently today. One word at a time, we're going to practice reshaping our minds and give ourselves a system of values to live by. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And if you can help me with this video thing, please post something that can help me. I have posted 3 videos now, and I'm starting to figure it out. So I love you all. Have a wonderful day. And I'm ending now.